If you are to ever grasp and understand the love that God has for humanity, you must understand this one point. Today is not the only day of salvation. There are many people who are going to live and die in their misery, and they're going to go to their grave with a self-destructive behavior. In fact, in many cases, it is that self-destructive behavior that will cause their death. You see, if you believe that today is the only day of salvation, then you're going to have to admit that this is the best God can do to save mankind. Yeah. You're going to have to admit that what you see on Sunday morning, all the television evangelists, people knocking each other down, slapping people upside the head, be healed, be saved, to give your heart to the Lord. You're going to have to admit that that's God's best effort at saving the world. You're going to have to admit that if you believe today's the only day of salvation. You see, I'm trying to help you understand and answer the question, is there really a God that loves you? You see, God will not call you to salvation 1 second before He knows that you're ready. God knows your heart. God knows all judgment. God's judgments are true. And so God knows your heart. And when He looks at people's heart, often He knows they're not ready. Many times God looks at the heart. And God says, you know, if I offered that person salvation right now, that person would make a train wreck of salvation. Can't offer it to him right now. You know, the idea that God is desperately trying to save the world now and that the devil is desperately trying to get everybody lost is indeed a lie. It's simply not taught in your Bible. You know, only 33% of the world's population claim to be Christian. Did you know that? Only 33% of the world's population claim to be Christian. And we know in that 33%, there's a lot of fakes and frauds in that, 33%. So it's really actually a lot less than that. Okay. Now, Jesus said this concerning salvation. John 6 and verse 44. No man can come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. You see, we don't get religious, we don't get saved, we don't go out and get some salvation or anything like that unless God initiates, unless God first calls a person. As Jesus said, no man can even come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him. And the illusion that a lot of religious people have today is that the Father is drawing everybody right now to Him. I'm telling you, no, He's not. He's not drawing everybody right now.
Is that really in the Bible? What you think is in the Bible is not.